Admiration. I think a large portion of people, if not everybody, have had a certain level of respect towards someone they due to their actions betraying the person they portrayed themselves to be. That has happened many times in my life, but never towards a big content creator. Nobody I've ever watched as a kid has ever been exposed for being a pedophile or just some shitty person, is what I wish I could say. Unfortunately, there is someone I used to watch as a kid named Matthew Santoro. I always spell his name wrong. It has 2 T's and it gets me every time. Before I speak about him, I did want to say thank you so much for all the love and support on my last video. It got a little bit over 1,000 views, and I never really had anything like that before. I'm just kind of now trying YouTube this year. I've made some videos in the past, but nothing like, you know, multiple videos in a month. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you. Consider subscribing if you enjoy. Back to it. Matthew is a content creator who first started YouTube in 2010. Actually, his first video ever was on May 13th, 2010, and my birthday is May 17th, so I thought that was pretty cool. Though he didn't start YouTube full time until 2012, and that was around the time when I first started watching him too. I was exactly 12 years old when I first encountered Matthew on my YouTube algorithm, and then I started watching him for years. So why am I bringing Matthew up? Well, Matthew played a character-ish. He's pretty cringe, IRL, so am I. But this character he played was very joyful and flamboyant, always smiling and being very animated with his expressions. But for years, I didn't know his real self. Years ago, I learned that he started streaming on Twitch. That's where I stream. If you throw it back into the cam, I'll send you 20 for Taco Bell.
We are thrilled for you all to experience the
Jesus Christ, dude. my bad. You should check me out. But I never followed him, so I was out of the loop. Until a certain video finally entered my algorithm. A large content creator... What am I doing? A large content creator on YouTube named Spookinjukes made a video 4 years ago on Matthew about his toxicity during his streams. Matthew mainly plays a game called Dead by Daylight.
Oh, brother, this guy's
I know. I can already hear all the moans and groans when I said Dead by Daylight. The video Spookinjukes made on Matthew called out his blatant toxicity towards the regular players of the game and even small streamers who ended up going up against him.
And by the way, he's mad that she slugged and she tunneled. That's why he's upset.
I'm so angry. Look at them. Oh my god. They're so angry. Dude, they take like 4 generators in like 3-4 minutes in the beginning of the game.
Dude, like, I swear to God, like, he did like 4 generators, man. I swear to God, he's so mad.
Oh my lord.
Oh my lord. I love the salt. It makes, I love the salty tears.
Seasoning to my food.
It is seasoning to my food.
I was being nice.
I was being nice about it, but I don't know. All I wanted to do was just add no tunnel. That's all I can do.
Yep.
It's good games, good games. That's why I use the 100. It's so good, baby. I like it. Okay.
Fuck out of here, he says.
Pulling up a smaller streamer's stream just to mock them in front of your 100, maybe 200 viewers at the time is just insane. Especially when that individual didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything to deserve that kind of mockery. After watching Spook's whole video, you end up learning that Matthew used to do this on the daily. Every match he ever lost, got a lisp there for a second. Every match he ever lost, he would have to say something toxic in the game chat. And if they were a small streamer, he would pull them up and just say negative things about them. This is not the person I thought he was at awe by watching his YouTube videos. I was honestly in disbelief when I first saw it. What? My favorite bald fax man? No, please. So, since I was in disbelief, I decided to check on him myself. I wanted to know if he got any better since this 4-year-old video. So, I gave him a follow.
Pig on lay game. What up, papi? Papi chulo?
I watched him for several hours, and I learned that he's definitely a lot more careful with the things he says and how he says them, but he's ultimately still the same. 2 months ago, Matthew made a video about his religious beliefs. He came out to the world as Christian, and not only coming out as Christian, but to tell us that he has a relationship with Christ. And this was apparently huge for him, as it finally made him happy in life, which is good. I'm atheist myself, but I like it when people try to find happiness through avenues that don't hurt other people, like religion. But to devote your entire existence to Christ and continue to act this way is what really bugs me the wrong way. I don't know if you can bug me the right way. I'm not sure. I just decided to say that. But he has an obvious disdain towards a specific group of people.
I think it's the same people, Oni. Same people frequent both websites, I would imagine. There's something about those two websites that just attracts the worst of humanity. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you. Sometimes they get so mad their nose ring falls out into the customer's coffee they're making at Starbucks. He wants his 1K. I'm going straight to, oh bro, I'm already on Twitter. I'm already on Reddit. I dyed my hair blue. I put in my nose ring. I got my I support the current thing shirt on, and I am ready to just type. Oh, I'm so mad.
Matthew's always making fun of liberal women using the obvious, very common stereotype. Blue hair, nose ring. And he also loses his temper a little bit to this day. It's been 4 years and he's not much better. Still making fun of people when they beat him in the game, and raging to the point where he accidentally throws his own friends under the bus because he's just like blindly attacking people. If he sees one of his teammates do something wrong, he kind of just attacks them without looking at their name. So it's like, oh, I'm talking about my friend, my bad, because he can't help himself.
He can't do anything. Super overpowered killer. Broken. Players like this could never play Trapper. They could never play Trapper. If they didn't have Billy, they'd be playing Roblox. 100%. If Oni, Nurse, Kaneki, Spirit, any of the S tier killers weren't in this game, they'd be playing Roblox or something. They wouldn't be able to play this. Ba-da-da-boo-da. Sounds about right. Oh no, that's Waldo. Oh, that was not intentional. I thought it was the solo queue player. I was like, yeah, sounds about right. That was definitely not intentional.
Look, anger is a natural emotional response to perceived threats or injustice. So I understand why some people in his chat would defend Matthew's previous outbursts and his current ones. But to say that it's the game's fault for years of constant anger, and to say that the toxic behavior being shown is just human weakness, is the biggest bullshit cop-out I've ever heard. You, my friend, are wrong. I would know because I used to be angry when I was younger. I used to rage so much in Smite that 2 friends of mine, on separate occasions, came to me, pulled me to the side to have private conversations about my anger. It's unfortunately human psychology to not believe somebody's opinion when it contradicts yours. For example, when the first friend came to me and pulled me to the side to have that private conversation, I kind of just shrugged it to the side. To me, I felt like they were overreacting. It's like, I'm not raging too much. What's your problem? But in a second instance, when the second friend came to me, pulled me to the side to have that same private conversation, and mind you, these two friends didn't really know each other, something clicked in my head. Huh. Maybe I am the problem. It takes critical thinking skills to be able to change a thought process like that. In the end, I don't think anything is going to happen to Matthew. Obviously, I don't think he's doing anything so insane that he needs to be taken away from children. He has already lost a lot of his momentum on YouTube. He used to get millions of views, but is now struggling to reach 30,000. Now, this is still great. Especially the amount of videos he pumps out, 30,000 views, that's paying his rent for sure. But it's obviously a clear fall off. I actually couldn't think of any other content creators who I kind of lost respect for until I started getting deeper into this video. I then started to think of Funhaus.
Remember the traps? You remember those? Because they're in the game, I promise.
Okay, 1, 2, and
Oh,
stop.
you didn't like that.
I like it. I like it. All right, 6, Elise.
Yeah, go for it.
6. Let's see it. Yes!
Oh, that was a trap. Oh, there's another one. Oh, wait, you didn't like that.
I won't go into detail about them, but they've been around for a very long time, like Machinima days. I believe they were called Inside Gaming, Inside Gamer, Inside Gaming. I think it was Inside Gaming. And when Machinima ended up dying, they still persevered. They continued. They made their own other channels. They joined a little bit of Rooster Teeth. They had a channel called Funhaus. That's kind of the last one that they had together. But the main 3 I followed into Funhaus was Adam Kovic, Bruce Green, I love Bruce Green, and James Willems. But that's also where I discovered some other amazing human beings like Alana Pierce. That's around the first time I kind of learned of her. She liked one of my posts on Instagram a couple years ago, and I'll never forget that. Raul Coley is another hunk that I discovered from Funhaus, and he has become one of my favorite actors of all time. He's gonna be in the new Soros game. I love that. I watched him in what was the TV show called? Midnight Mass. He was like the police officer for the little island town, whatever. I love him. Fucking phenomenal. I love his acting, and he's hilarious too. But the main trio, Bruce, Adam, and James, were the 3 who really carried my childhood. I watched them since Machinima, and they were so funny. They were hilarious. I watched like every single video for like a decade, dude. Holy. Until one fateful night, Adam couldn't keep it in his pants. Adam Kovic, was catfished by someone pretending to be a porn star. That's kind of wild. Look, guys, if I ever get so old where I'm getting catfished by somebody pretending to be a porn star, take me out. Adam took some nudes and sent them to this catfish pretending to be a porn star, which isn't like the craziest thing, but then it gets a little bit deeper. He ended up taking some of those nudes in the Funhaus office workplace, which is disgusting. And he had a wife. There were many fans who didn't want to believe the scandal or wanted to believe that there was redemption available for Adam because it wasn't anything that far out there. He's a cheater. Personally, I think that's pretty fucked up, but you know, it was all over Reddit where people wanted to believe that Adam could come back. But when the controversy dropped, all the skeletons started falling out of his closet. Things like harassing a woman named Misty Dawn several years before, back in the Machinima days, came out during this scandal. to share her story, and which was corroborated by all other members in Funhaus, and sharing videos of him and his wife engaging in sexual activities. Some people believe that some of those videos that he took of his wife and himself performing sexual acts were not consented, but those are speculations. Several individuals who ended up leaving Funhaus months prior to this scandal actually came out to publicly denounce Adam, and that's when they started coming out and saying that, yeah, I haven't been involved with Funhaus for a year, this several months, whatever, because of Adam. Then it was just all eyes on him. Lots of things he seems to have done have stayed behind closed doors, as a lot of the people involved aren't speaking about it. The whole controversy made me really sad, because like I watched these three for a very long time and I really enjoyed their content, and after that happened, I remember I just stopped watching them. I think I stopped watching them for 2 years, and then no, maybe a little bit more, like 4 years, because I believe in 2022 Funhaus shut down, or they discontinued. It just light at your forehead. It was last year, 2025. Yeah, then I mean that means I stopped watching for like 5, 6 maybe years. They've grinded for a very, very long time. But yeah, I ended up stopping myself from consuming their content, even though Adam was no longer in the picture. He was fired from Rooster Teeth. He was fired from Funhaus. He started his own stuff that didn't go very well, but it just changed everything. A lot of the people I really enjoyed, like Bruce Green and Raul Coley, kind of left and started doing their own separate things, which made me a little depressed. I wanted to make this video because people tend to forget that you never truly know someone. Obviously, one should understand that just because you watch somebody for a very long time on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever the fuck you watch on, you don't really know that person. Never, right? That's a parasocial relationship. Content creators like David Dobrik and his sexual assault allegations, Pirate Software and his narcissism, Nicki Minaj defending rapists and starting currently her right-wing grift, Brian Haywood and getting fired from Rooster Teeth for his cheating scandal, and even as recent as Scotty K Fitness with his inappropriate conduct resurfacing, and so much more. The amount of YouTubers who have been exposed as pedophiles over the past decade, the list goes on and on. But the idea that you don't truly know someone doesn't just apply to famous people, right? It applies to smaller content creators and people you may know face to face. I've been on Twitch for years, 5, 6, 7 years, and I've met a lot of small streamers, and there's been a lot of drama even within those small content creators. It's not that people become bad when they become famous. No, they were bad already and then they just got famous, so then all eyes are on them. But I've seen so many small content creators do terrible things. Like, I mean, straight up illegal, some of them. This was years ago, like sexual assault allegations, things like that. I actually had this, I think it was last year, near the end of last year, I was doing some collabs with some other streamers, and we were playing Repo, and one of them ended up making me really uncomfortable. I had a girlfriend at the time, so I wasn't trying to flirt with anybody, but she kept trying to be sexual towards me during our match, and as I'm like trying to get away from her, one time I was against a wall, and then she crouched her character to pretend to blow me off, and I immediately reel. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And try to play it off, being entertaining for stream. And she says one of the most diabolical things I've heard in a while. I've heard people say racist things to me, whatever. But I don't know, this made me feel very, very uncomfortable. She said, "Come on, I know you like that." Come on, what? Anyways, and this is coming from somebody who I didn't think would do something like that to me. Obviously, it's not like in person. I'm not saying that anything that crazy happened, but it's weird, right? It's a very strange thing to do, strange thing to say, whatever. I also watch so many pedo catchers on YouTube, like Gideon. I love that shit, but something that I can't help but to think is that these pedophiles' families don't even know that their child or their husband or their father likes children. And that kind of makes me really sad. You never really know somebody. But I don't want this video to get to some people's heads and then they get all pessimistic with society. Just as there are many terrible people out there doing terrible things, there are plenty of amazing human beings showing love to the world. I mean, just on Twitch alone, like I said, I may have met a lot of bad people, and sure, maybe the majority of them have been bad. There was plenty of amazing people I've met. I've made plenty of friends on Twitch. And truth be told, most of the time you can find out if somebody's bad through red flags. Just most people get all silly and ignore them. Ooh, like I have a friend who recently told me about one of her friends telling her their feelings towards homie hopping. They said that homie hopping is the same as buying a new car. You're not just going to test one car if the car right next to you is possibly the right one for you. Obviously, that is very disgusting, and you should never use people like that. Humans are not cars, believe it or not. Cars don't have hearts to break and feelings to hurt. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I'm throwing that out there. In the end, my friend told me that she thinks that her friend is still a good friend, just she wouldn't go for a more romantic relationship with them. Okay. I feel like that red flag is kind of crazy, comparing people to cars, but you know, to each their own. And that's kind of what I mean, where some people just completely ignore red flags. Anyways, I should probably shut up now, and that's all I really wanted to yap about. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later, and remember that you matter. Bye.